Visit us online at www.thehype873.com.
That's right. It is your girl, Tampa Mystic, and we are live right here in ATL on the Hype 87.3. And tonight, I don't have one. I got two special guests checking in. Of course, my family, Boi and the lovely Lex Bratcher. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
what's up?
How are both of y'all doing? And we're gonna go with Lex first because she's new to the platform. How you doing tonight?
No, I cannot complain. Thank you for having me.
Of course, absolutely. We appreciate you being here. It's an honor to make your acquaintance. And of course, if you're working with Boi, that's been fam for years. So, I already know it's all love over here.
It's all love all the time.
Yes. Boi, what's good, fam? How you been doing?
Man, I can't complain. I was just talking to Lexi, telling her I just did my birthday bash this weekend. Past weekend, been busy, and just blessed to see another year. You know what I'm saying?
Happy G Day.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. It's like I honestly, at my big age, it's like I don't even necessarily celebrate like big seller. I'm just happy to be here for another year because a lot of people ain't living to see my age. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's just a blessing to be here day by day by day. Well, being that I got two of you on the line, I'm just gonna throw some questions out there. You guys can answer it together, one at a time, however you want to do it. And I do want to start off just asking, how did you guys connect? How long have you known each other? How did you connect?
It's crazy that you say that because I was getting these different verses from different vendors, that were third party, and I got a verse from her, and I'm like, man, I want to do this record with you. I'll pay you to do woo woo woo. And she's like, it's a situation where I sign those rights over, so I can't really do what you want to do. But if you want to do a record with us, we can do a custom record together. So then that's when negotiations started happening. But I've also been following her career throughout this time too, with her affiliation with Stranger Music, Tech Nine, all her various videos on YouTube. So I shot my shot and I did it on Instagram and I came with business and, everything's instant from there.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, Lexi, I gotta ask you, what did you think about Boi when you first connected with him? Hearing his music, speaking to him, what did you think?
I definitely was like, damn, oh, sorry. I don't know.
No, you good. Yeah, you good. Yeah, we're internet based, so you say whatever you want.
Yeah, so when he first hit me and he told me about the verse, and I was like, yeah, like unfortunately, because I had sold it to the third party, but I checked him out and I was like definitely blown away. I felt like he was super talented, and I wanted to make sure that we did something outside of just the verse that he got from the third party pack.
Definitely. I feel like having that human element added to it where you guys actually can converse and feel each other's energy and the chemistry is so, so important.
Definitely.
Yes.
But I just say too, Tampa, these artists, they got to come with business because, sometimes you get in these artist box and they might not hit you back, but, I have some money, so I was ready to negotiate, and a lot of times these artists window shopping, man. Stop window shopping, come with a solid game plan, and, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, they human just like us.
Boy, them window shoppers something else, ain't it?
That part.
It's funny to me because like people will have a full-blown conversation with me asking me 20 questions about how this works, how that works within my business, blah, blah, blah. Then they'll get down to the point like, okay, well, go ahead and send me your Cash App. I'll send it, and then I never hear from them again. I'm like, so I just spent 30 minutes telling you this, that, and the third, and when it comes down to the payment part, you go ghost. I'm like, why do y'all do that? Just like hit me up when you're ready. Yes.
Definitely, that part.
So we're gonna dive in and talk about this record. It's called Sauce. How did the concept come together, and what made you guys realize this was the collaboration for you guys to do together?
I'll just say the collaboration was ready because the budget, afforded me to, be able to do it. And I had already kind of had some elements of the record, and I was just kind of telling her my vibe, and, she got to hear my record. Obviously, we wasn't able to connect in the studio because we were a little bit further away, but that's the power of technology. And then, she was able to get it done, and I can't wait for people to hear it a little later.
Most definitely. And Lexi, being that you guys are working together, we'll say like virtually, do you feel it's still easy to catch a vibe with somebody when you're not in the actual studio with them?
It was, I mean, I feel like he laid it out for me pretty perfectly. So I didn't necessarily feel like it was going to be difficult. He gave me, like, it was, when someone comes on the track that well, it makes you want to go hard. So I immediately was like, I know exactly how I'm about to hit this. And then, yeah, that's just kind of how it came to be.
Yes, it was meant to be, most definitely. All right, so if you guys had to describe each other's sauce, what would it be? Lexi, how would you describe Il Boy's sauce?
I would say his sauce is just real calm with it. Like, I would say it's on some calm shit. Like, oh, yeah, I was going to say sorry for cussing again, but
No, you good, girl. Say what you want.
It's real, like, when he sent it to me, I felt like it was real confident, and I really liked that. I didn't feel like I was going to have to. There are some people who I do songs with, and I'm like, well, you might have to come with a little bit more energy. I didn't feel that way with him. So real calm, real confident. That's his sauce.
I love it. I love it. Il Boy, he's a pro for sure, most definitely. And you are as well, Lexi. So Il Boy, same thing, same thing. How would you describe her sauce?
Man, her sauce is just like super spicy with it. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause the wordplay be crazy. The wordplay be crazy.
He said you spicy.
Spicy with it. You know what I'm saying? She gonna make you go back and re-listen to something that she said, and that's one thing I loved about it, and yeah, that's the best way to real spicy with it.
I love it, most definitely. So who set the tone first on the track, and whoever set the tone first, did the other one feel like they had to like step it up a little bit on their verse? Let's get into it. Let's get into the tea.
Yeah, he actually had sent me it with the verse on it, and that's when I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna have to go super hard. So he set the tone with it, and I just kind of came through and was like, all right, let me send my stuff back.
What was your thoughts when you got her verse back?
I was just like, hopefully, I feel like I matched her energy, and I ain't gotta rewrite it on it, because I've been known to, everybody send it back, they thinking they better heard that verse from Il Boy, and Il Boy just switched it up on you, but I didn't feel like I needed to switch it up. I feel like we meshed real well together, and you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of the work that I was able to do to match her energy.
So, Lexi, let's talk about your journey a little bit. You went from studying political science to walking away and betting on yourself, and I'm loving that for you. What was that transition like?
I talk about this a lot in terms of like a mental transition. It was great because I finally was doing what I loved. I was doing what I was happy and what I wanted to do. And so the actual transition itself was the best thing I could have ever went through, because I was super excited about it. And then on top of it, it pretty much like I got popular pretty immediate. So I got really lucky in that sense. And so as I was growing and everything was working together, it wasn't until later on when I started being like, oh, like it's kind of starting to catch up to me where I have to try to remain passionate about it. But in the earlier stages, yeah, it was a great transition. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, it definitely does. And I actually want to dive into that just a little bit deeper. So you were studying political science, which, of course, we know is the study of, government systems, et cetera, which the United States is in embarrassment right now with what's going on. It's insane.
My goodness.
Like I went today,
wow.
I had to pay almost $5 a gallon for gas. And I know that, it's a lot of that's at the local level, but just the mere fact of what's going on in this country is ridiculous. Does that show up in your music at all? Do you at all incorporate politics into your music?
1,000%. 1,000%. A lot of my most recent more well-played videos on Instagram, TikTok, all of those are usually me talking about the things that I'm passionate about in regards to politics, in regards to human rights, and revolution.
Yes. Absolutely. I feel like that's extremely important. Not every artist is maybe built for that, but something that you were studying, you're definitely the perfect person to talk about it in your music, because it's not talked about enough on the level of coming out through people's music. So thank you for being a voice for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
definitely.
I also think it's also a balance too. I
Right.
think that it's okay to make sure that you're doing the club bangers, i.e. the one that I'm doing with Boy, but at the same time making sure that you're balancing on the opposite side where you are making sure to give back and talk about the things that matter.
I couldn't agree more. You have to have a well-rounded catalog because the thing about life is we can't please everybody. So not necessarily, nor should we try to, but as a creator such as you are and Boy, you want to have a well-rounded catalog. That way you can, perhaps appease to a broader audience. So it sounds like that's something that you captured early on. And you said that, you rose up pretty quickly. What was it in the early days that really like got you that quick notoriety?
On YouTube, doing a lot of remixes. I was doing remixes every Friday, and usually they would go up pretty well. The problem is that that you have to figure out how to get people to listen from your remixes to your actual music.
Right.
And so that's when you have to figure out whether or not you're so passionate about it or not. Because when you're doing music and the beats aren't what people recognize off the first second, it's a little bit more difficult to get people to engage with your music. So, but that's how I initially started blowing up and gaining traction.
That is dope, though. I actually had a similar conversation with another artist that I interviewed probably last week, and we were talking about something similar, how oftentimes people come in the business doing one thing and they build their audience based off of maybe comedy, we'll say, but then suddenly they transition into being an artist and expect everybody to love their music. And it's like, no, we're here for the comedy, right? So
Exactly.
kind of similar scenario, but it sounds like it definitely worked out for you. Which of your remixes really took off, like got the biggest numbers?
My Meg Thee Stallion thought shit.
Okay.
It gave me over 100,000 followers in one night.
What?
Yeah, it was
Woof.
pretty crazy on TikTok.
That's amazing. Well, listen, you doing it. You doing it. You giving us the sauce tonight. Yeah, you giving us the sauce tonight.
Thank you. I'm trying.
Yes. No, you trying. You doing it. The numbers are showing, definitely. In Boy, you've charted on DRT, that's also a big deal. You've got a plaque and everything. Not every artist is hitting them charts. Does that put any pressure on you to do it again?
Yes and no. Just knowing that when I have a limited budget, I have to be strategic about different moves and, having to feel like certain confidence about different records. But on the other end, it's like, yeah, like I got to do that again, or, it's been a little bit. So yes and no.
Got you. Most definitely. I still ain't seen the plaque in person yet. You got to fly it down here.
I got to fly down to the A.
Yeah, you got to, even if you send it and I'll send it back.
I thought about, it's crazy. I thought about that before. I was like, man, I think Tampa will do it too.
Absolutely. I actually had a discussion with Mike, who is the owner of DRT, and I brought an idea to him. And Boy, I don't know if I ever shared this with you or not, but I brought an idea to him, and he said he was really open for it. That radio stations should get plaques as well. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes the radio stations to play these songs in order for the artist to get a plaque, right? So I'm like, right. I would like to have, as like the Hype 87.3, us get plaques. Of course I'd have to pay for it, which I'd be willing to do based upon if we contributed to those numbers. You know what I'm saying? I know not all the numbers come from us because you got to be on multiple stations. I feel like, and he said he thought that was a great idea, because I'm like, I wonder why they're not, doing it for the station. So, perhaps like whatever song an artist goes into the chart for DRT, we can buy a plaque for that as well. So I don't know, that might be something coming in the near future. I brought it up to him, and he was down for it. So, but he wants me to come up with the concept for it. I'm like, okay.
That'll be dope.
Yeah, because I feel like it would give these radio stations a bit more notoriety as well. People walk in and they see plaques hanging up. I just think it would be super dope. So most definitely. So Lexi, let's bounce back to you. You've gotten over 20 million streams, and you have a unique lane like nerdcore. Let's talk about that. Do you ever feel pressure to stay in that box, or do you prefer pushing beyond that? And it sounds like you're pushing beyond that, but I'm gonna have you define it for us.
Yeah, definitely pushing beyond that. I've delved into it, and there is definitely a huge market there. But I feel like I wouldn't be true to myself if I just stayed there. However, great community, and I love the fact that I was very well received when I first started. And it's definitely a part of me though, and I don't plan to ever stop. But I do think I want to be more of an all around artist.
Yeah, most definitely. Absolutely. And, you know, you started writing at 9 years old. So you started very young. Is there something about your younger self that still shows up in your music today that you started then and you're still applying it to your creative process to this day?
I would say probably my humor.
Okay.
I think I've kept my humor in most of my music and my satire,
I
my
love it.
satirical, yeah.
Any of those verses, poems that you were writing in your early days, did you ever in your adulthood transition the idea from one of those into an actual song?
Actually, have not, but I'll definitely have to look at doing that.
That would be cool. You know, that's your inner child.
Yeah.
Let your inner child come through.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, most definitely. So this is going to be a question for both you guys. I'll start with Boy. What's one thing that you guys learned, from working with each other? I feel like, every new person that comes into our life, we should get a little bit of knowledge from that person. Boy, what is something you learned from working with Lexi?
My ability to continue to trust people, because I've dealt with a lot of different people in this business, and they've been shady, and business didn't go the way that you thought. So the fact that we was able to do business, that we was long conversations, to get to this point where we was able to do business. I appreciate that. I appreciate people just doing what they say they're gonna do, because that's how I am. So she just gave me the ability to continue to trust and reach out and network with more people, as I continue my journey.
Absolutely, because it could be shady business out there. There's a lot of...
Yeah, you already know we had plenty of conversations about it. So.
Absolutely. But I'm going to just interject ever so slightly. Coming from, because, I mentioned, I'm a very transparent person. I don't bite my tongue. I say it like it is. Oftentimes, artists don't see it from the perspective of people like myself. They don't read contracts. They don't read the fine print. And then things don't go their way. And it's like they think they're getting scammed. It's like if you took the time to read what's presented to you, perhaps you would have not chosen that deal in the first place. I'm not saying you, Boy, but and I know that for a fact because artists will inquire about, my business, what I do, and I'll send them the information. And then they'll come back and ask me 3 questions that's answered in the information I sent them, letting me know you did not read. So there are shady people out here who handle business incorrectly, but there's also a lot of artists who just don't read. It goes both ways.
Some of them can't read for real, Tampa. They just can't read.
No, or they can read, but they're not comprehending. And it's like, if you're going to sign your name...
Then that means you can't read, right, Tampa? If you can't comprehend, then that means you can't read.
Not necessarily, because there's some things that I read, but I don't necessarily comprehend what it's saying, and I might have to do a little bit more research. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can read, I can read word for word, but I might not be able to comprehend what that person is trying to say to me, because oftentimes text don't come through the way the tone, you get what I'm saying? Like, you could text me something, I could take it. So I'm like, over here, my wheels are turning like, what did he mean by that? Did he mean this or did he mean that? You get what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of people deal with that. And, but my biggest thing is I just tell artists all the time, if someone sends you something and you don't understand it, you read it, but you don't understand it, seek legal advice. Get you an entertainment attorney so you can avoid those ugly, ugly situations.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely. Lexi, what did you learn working from this guy, Boy?
Basically what you guys are saying, which is I need to make sure my contracts are in order. He came to me, he was like, this is the deal. He gave me a contract and I read through it and I actually, there was like, I should do more of that. I should make sure that my business and my contracts, my paperwork is right. Yeah. So that's probably what I learned from him.
I feel like all of us can be a work in progress with that kind of stuff. Because let's be honest, when we go buy a new car, none of us sits there and reads all that paperwork. We don't. We just like, I'm ready. I've been here for 4 hours already. I'm ready to sign and get up out of here. But, and I feel like with cars, it's kind of more cut and dry. But when it comes to dealing with people in this industry now, there's some shady ones out there. So I just highly encourage every artist, please read all through everything. And if you don't understand it, get you some legal representation that can bring it down to you.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So, Boy, what made this the right time to collaborate, and not even necessarily with Lexi, but just to collaborate with an artist right now on this particular record?
I just started with an opportunity, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to try to capitalize on the opportunity. Like I said, these people are human, and their access, these celebrities, and people who are on social media, but they ain't always gonna hit you back. They actually hit me back, so I just want to take advantage of the moment.
Definitely, and it sounds like you approach the situation, Boy, the right way, because here we are, full circle moment. She's on the phone with us. You know what I'm saying? And that can go a long way, having that professionalism and knowing how to approach the situation, having manners, having courtesy, having professionalism. Again, sadly, something, and I don't want to just keep pointing fingers at artists, but we're talking to artists right now. There's a lot of artists who lack that professionalism. They have no manners. They don't know how to talk to people. So it sounds like you approach the situation the right way.
Right on. I tried to just, came with my game plan, shot my shot, and I made a little free throw right now.
Hey, we miss 100% of the shots we don't take, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's be honest. Who has the harder verse on the record?
Come on now.
I gotta ask, and both of you guys can say each other. It don't matter. There's no right or wrong answer, because I heard the record. I think you both came with it. You know what I'm saying?
Both came with it.
Yes. Equally yoked, right? Is that what they say?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Most definitely. Who worked on the record in regards to the mixing and mastering?
That's my engineer. Shout out to Dynasty Shirell, man. Been doing this thing for a while, and he's a great engineer. And shout out to Hardcore Beats. He made the beat, and he made Money Talks and some of my other records that people been enjoying. So shout out to him.
Absolutely. I actually had the opportunity to interview your engineer through you. You made that connection, so I appreciate that. And he is a phenomenal audio engineer. So this could be directed to both of you. What's something that people see on the surface about your music that doesn't reflect what you've actually been through? A lot of times, we only give people what we want them to know about us. Is there stuff, Lexi, that perhaps you've been through that you don't mind sharing that people may not know just by listening to your music?
I would say, yeah, I feel like there's an entire life that I haven't really talked about, because like I said, most of the things that I did get popular on were remixes and, how to be the best rapper. That was my biggest thing, was come and just try to destroy everything, everybody on every verse with the hardest bars, rather than actually talking about things that I've gone through or things that, matter to me. And so I hope that in the future I'll feel a little bit more comfortable with sharing that. So I wouldn't even necessarily say that's on the audience's fault. It's more my fault, where I haven't even allowed myself to talk about things that are important to me, or talk about my experiences and allow people to relate to me in a certain way. So yeah, I think that's it. It's pretty much my fault if anyone doesn't have the better picture of me.
Absolutely. I feel like there's a fine line between being too vulnerable and not being vulnerable enough. And you have to kind of figure out, right. Yeah, because there are some people who literally post every entire aspect of their life on social media, and it kind of makes me cringe a little bit. Like they put everything about their relationship out there, everything about their personal life. And I'm like, some things need to be kept sacred.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Most definitely. What about you, Boy? Anything, that your music doesn't necessarily reflect that you've been through that you don't mind sharing?
Man, I've been through a lot. I think something similar to what Lacey said. I think I haven't gave myself enough space to put out more records like that. But if people been following my catalog, I've done some records like that, and I think I have more to give. And definitely got one like in the vault with like family issues. Dealt with a lot of things with my mother's health, and it brought the worst out in different family members and whatnot. So it's been a tough journey just dealing with that and all of her health issues. But in the midst of it, I was getting put down. She left audio on my phone, so in due time, I'm gonna share it with the world.
Absolutely. So music has really become an outlet for both of you guys. I truly feel like it's a therapy. We all need an outlet. We need to decompress sometimes, and what better way to do it than put it through your music?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Boy, anything else you got in the works right now that we need to be on the lookout for?
I'm going to be opening up the Twister here in about 2 weeks in Janesville, Wisconsin, and that's April 10th. So I'm going to be doing that.
Lexi, what about you, sis? What do you got coming up that we need to be on the lookout for?
I am going to be dropping an album in the next couple months. I don't have a date yet, but I will be dropping a full cohesive project in the next month or next couple months.
Okay. Is there a title for it yet, or is that still in the works?
Still in the works.
That's probably got to be I couldn't even imagine, because, when you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of work, a lot of time into this full body project, it's almost like naming your child because it's forever, right?
Right. You can either get really attached to it or not attached to it at all and just kind of let it be what it is. So yeah. I'm in that limbo area right now.
Okay. So a full body of work we can anticipate this soon. Is this a debut album for you, or have you released other projects?
This would be a debut.
That's exciting. Okay.
That's what's up.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so the world's gonna really get to know who you are through this project. Without giving us too much, because obviously everything is still in the works, is it going to have kind of a storyline behind it?
Definitely.
Well, that's 1,000%. Exciting. I love it. Most definitely. So before we get into the record, Lexi, go ahead and tell everybody where they can follow you on your socials.
Yeah, you can follow me at Lex Bratcher on everything. LEXBRATCHER.
And Boy, where can we catch you? I know where we can catch you at, but tell everybody where they can catch you at.
IL_BOI and Boy on all the platforms. I'm revamping the illboy.com, but that's also on the way back.
Got it. Definitely. Lexi, who would you like to give thanks to that's been just loving you and supporting you through your journey?
Oh, my mother. My mother for sure.
Is she close?
She's the one.
She lives close by you, so you get to spend a lot of time with her?
I don't. I'm in LA. She's in Virginia. Okay. So she's pretty far from me. But she's been just monumental and constantly picking me up, making sure that I was, consistent with what I was doing. And yeah, I really couldn't have done it without her or her support.
I love it. Anybody else? What about you, Boy? Who do you want to give thanks to for supporting you?
Oh man, I definitely want to give my wife and my kids, that they've been behind me 100%, just loving on me during this process, allowed me to, chase this opportunity. My mentor Rod, my engineer, just the circle of people that really been making things happen, and the quality music that y'all been hearing. It's all those people.
Most definitely. Well, I appreciate both you. Thank you both for being here tonight, letting us hear your journey and for letting us hear the song before the world gets to hear it. I'm excited about that. We're premiering it, worldwide premiere right here. Yeah. Most definitely. So we're going to go ahead and get into it and check it out. If you want to introduce it together, one at a time, however you guys want to do it, put your own sauce on it.
Hey, it's the big homie Boy, featuring Lexi Bratcher. And it's called Sauce.
You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip-hop station. The Hype 87.3. Holla.
We're gonna do it like this. Yeah. Lay it down, nigga, we gon' get it out the mud. Rollin' with the squad, feel the hype, feel the thud. Money stacking high like I'm swimming in the flood. Hop in the whip, bless the track, let it bump. Feeling like a king, watch you rise, never slump. Big dog shit, I'ma give you what you want. I'ma let you know about my do's and my don'ts. Yeah, nigga fresh, I can get what I want. Yeah, nigga jazzy when they talking on the phone. Flexing on these bitches, got a pocket full of stones. Money stacking taller than a motherfucking throne. I'm lit like a match, got the fire in my bones. Ain't no sleeping in the trap, they home. Got a lot of dogs in the trenches, wanna bone. Got a lot of niggas who ain't never coming home. Send a lot of money, we gon' do it on the phone. Got a lot of sauce, I be saucing in the booth. Got a little money, we ain't worried about you. Rolling up stacks, making moves like a crew. Yeah, we like the man, we be step up in the booth. Got a lot of sauce, I be saucing in the booth. Got a little money, we ain't worried about you. Rolling up stacks, making moves like a crew. Yeah, we like the man, we be step up in the booth.
Saucy motherfucker, I be doing what I please. You be out here talking shit, but yet your girlie on her knees doing what she needs, so she get the money and prestige. But we take it to the curb, trash day every week, and you know how I eat every day. It's a feast every night, it's a party every morning. Get my tea, getting me ready just to get the fatty and the cheese. Yeah, I be getting everything I want and what I see. Ooh, I'm the big dog. Who the hell he said he is? He a big frog. I'm a pit bull. You a lit frog. Steady jumping every time my music clips on. Messing up a clip-ons when I'm pulling on it. Every time I'm in the pussy, I be drooling on it. She keep it saucy, I'm finna do it on him. Lex coming on the track, yeah, who would thought it? Do it to him. Yeah, baby, I am back in this piece. Lex be the best when she rapping, it's easy to do it like an athlete. Too saucy, gon' get a napkin to eat. We better go, so we trapping the beat and beating in the conscious and masterfully. Me and Ill Boy came to capture these freaks and show them how the saucy niggas actually be. Ugh.